The issue with parking passes at Northern State. First, we'll look at the lack of communication that is done with students. Specifically, I'll be detailing the difficulty of finding any information in regards to parking online. As you can see by the video playing on the screen, is that our NSU email accounts can't access the information that is supposed to be provided to us about parking. We'll come back to this slide later. College is no longer $1,800 a semester to attend. Because of the ever-rising cost of attaining a higher education, it's becoming increasingly difficult for students to pay their dues. A student working a minimum wage job in Aberdeen will have to work 990 hours to pay off the $9,018 that we owe. And that's not even for the entirety of our time at the institution. Compare this to even fiscal year 2000, where it cost undergraduate students a whopping $3,281 per semester to attend NSU. Working a minimum wage job in 2000 paid $5.15 an hour. That's 637 hours of work. The price of education is rising, with few gains to be made in pay. Because of this, students are forced to make concessions, whether that be putting off doctor's appointments, waiting an extra day to buy groceries, or not being able to go out to eat every once in a while with friends. An extra $100 in a student's pockets allows them to live. To pay off the average debt of a student graduating from NSU, one would have to work 3,004 hours at a minimum wage job. That's 126 workdays where the money made will go entirely to paying off debt. And that's without factoring in any sort of interest accrued. So what does this have to do with parking passes? This is all to highlight the absurdity that students and staff alike are being forced to incur an unnecessary expense that only worsens an already dire situation. On top of this, the $75 to $125 that we have to pay is part of an archaic system that is incredibly wasteful and inefficient. Having to have a staff member take valuable time out of their workday costs the university money and lost productivity, arguably more so than what may be lost if parking passes were to go the wayside. So what do we do? One solution is to simply have students register their vehicles with the university at no cost and allow them to park wherever they please. Now, I understand that this will cost the university some money. At roughly 1,500 students that live on campus and an average cost of $100 a parking pass, this will cost the university somewhere around $150,000. While this may sound like a lot of money, it is just a drop in the bucket of the funding that NSU receives on a local, state, and federal level. As the slide shows, the university received $38,756,010 this fiscal year. By taking that $150,000 back out of the budget, the university is in essence only losing 0.4% of its budget. Now, I'd like to bring you back to my first slide, where we discussed the lack of communication. Take note how the only information cited from NSU is the picture. This goes back to how difficult it is to find relevant information. Besides the picture, all of the information presented to you today was found in the heart of a 67-page document from the South Dakota Board of Regents, which was not easy to find nor navigate through. Also, the St. Louis Federal Reserve. This only furthers my point that the problem students are facing is not just with parking passes, but being able to find information about them when needed. So, at the end of the day, I hope that I've been able to convince you that students are incurring an unnecessary expense that can be eliminated with little to no negative effect for the university while helping better the lives of every student at NSU.